Hey everyone, Parallel here, and welcome back to Star Trek Online. The Mirror Universe event is back. Now, I know you might be saying, Parallel, we just had this event earlier in 2017. And that's true, but I have two words for you. Account unlock. Finally, Cryptic has listened to the masses and has made the reward for this event an account-wide unlock. Oh man, thank you, Cryptic. Finally, the Mirror Universe event, you can just run it on one tune and be done with it. That is absolutely awesome. And I think it's actually going to help a lot with the event itself. I think it will really cut down the amount of AFKing you see in this event. As I'm sure many of you are aware if you've run this event before, it is a time-gated queue, and a lot of people, particularly those who run it on multiple tunes, will eventually just start AFKing out for the rest of the time. And it leads to a really bad experience, honestly, when running the queue. So I think this will really help out a lot. So let's see. I would like to go ahead and... Well, first I want to take a look at the rewards this time around. So we'll take a look at the reward for this version of the Mirror Universe event. And then I'm going to go ahead and run the queue itself. I have actually recorded this several times before on my channel, running the Mirror Universe event. But in case anybody is new, I will go through it and just give the basic rundown of the event and how it works and what the mechanics are, and give a few tips. So let's jump in here now. First things first, let's check out the reward. Now, if you're wondering as far as what time range the event is running here, so it's from November 9th, started yesterday, and then it's going through November 30th. And then basically you need to run this queue 14 times, and then you have to run it once per day, so for 14 days, and you will get yourself the reward. Let's go ahead and check out the reward here. The reward is going to be, I already have the project queued up here. It's going to be, it looks like, yeah, multi-dimensional transporters is the token that you get for your daily run. So let's take a look at the rewards. So here it is. The Mirror Universe Phaser Dual Pistol. Now, I am curious to check this out and see if there is anything unique. Now, first off, I'm not a huge fan of ground weapons as rewards for events. It seems like we've gotten a ton of these lately. We just had the Sompek Lightning one, and it's kind of wearing thin as far as having so many different ground weapons that are honestly not that great. I would have preferred almost anything else, like a console or something along those lines. But it is a dual phaser. Sometimes these weapons have a cool, unique look, and a lot of times they do have unique secondary abilities as well, so it might be good. Unfortunately, I did look on Reddit. Someone posted a screenshot on Reddit of the stats of the weapon, and it honestly didn't look that great. I'm hoping maybe that either that screenshot was out of date or from Tribble or something. Maybe Cryptic improved the weapon. Hopefully when we get it here in Holodeck, it will be decent. I do appreciate it when these event weapons at least have some kind of unique effect. So I hope it does have that to make it worth it. But again, it is an account-wide unlock. Actually, let me check. Is it in the Reclaim store? No. I guess maybe it doesn't show up here until you complete the project. This was the, I believe this was the console from last time. Yeah, earlier this year. I think it was, what was it, in June? The previous Mirror Universe event? Not that long ago, honestly. Usually there's only one per year, but yeah, this last time around we got this console, which is actually not a bad console, particularly for a new player. So, yeah, I can't take a look at the stats here, unfortunately, but I'm a little bit worried that it is very close to a standard dual phaser and doesn't have anything unique. That would be unfortunate. Of course, you get your choice of marks. You get 500 fleet marks. You get a nice chunk of dilithium, 50,000 dilithium, and you get your reward complete. So there you go. Or even like an Admiralty ship. Seems like we haven't had a good Admiralty ship in quite a while. That would be a nice reward for the event. But there it is. That's what you're going to be able to get as the reward. If there is something cool about that dual pistol, I will make a video later when I have completed the project and take a look at it on the ground, do some testing. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready to queue up here for the event. Now, I did want to also quickly show, in case anyone is interested, the build I'll be using for this. I did recently get my hands on a Jem'Hadar Dreadnought carrier. I've been saving up EC for quite a while and purchased this off the auction house for a little over 300 million, so not too bad. And I even, a while back when the Phoenix Prize Pack came out, I was lucky enough to get an ultra rare token and get my hand on a bug ship, the Tier 5 bug ship, Jem'Hadar attack ship, which means I was able to get my hands on these little babies right here, the Elite Jem'Hadar attack ship, frigate pets, some of the best pets in the game, and they are very, very fun. So this has kind of been a dream ship for me. I've been saving up for a long time to get a hand on this. I've always thought the Jem'Hadar Dreadnought was amazing. I loved those episodes back in Deep Space Nine, particularly the episode with the Valiant, you know, when it was fighting against this thing and it was getting utterly destroyed by it. That was a pretty awesome episode. So yeah, so there you go. That is the ship I will be using. I'm going with pretty much, I'll just quickly run down my build here. Not going to go into a lot of detail, but I am using a disruptor-based build. I'm using the Nausicaan 3-piece to complement that. So I got the beam, the torp, and the console. Very nice 3-piece set bonus. It gives you that armor pen. I'm also using the Martok 2-piece. So now I have the I have the Martok disruptor in the rear, the omnidirectional, then a crafted omnidirectional, and the kinetic cutting beam, which I'm of course using the 2-piece with the Bohr console, the simulated console, for that bonus as well. So this is nice, basically forward firing build with omnis in the back and dual phaser and torp in the front. Dual beams and torp in the front. I'm using the 2-piece Dominion console. One unfortunate thing is that the bug ship that you get from the Phoenix pack is the Tier 5, so it does not have the console, the bug ship console. So I don't have the 3-piece Dominion set, which is unfortunate because the 3-piece Dominion set is a very awesome set bonus for 3-piece. But I don't think I'll ever be getting my hands on that because the Tier 6 bug ships are absurdly expensive. And I'm just happy enough that I was able to get a Tier 5 bug ship to unlock the frigate pets. So good enough for me. And of course, running the damage locators or vulnerability locators with disruptor damage. And then finally the temporal disentanglement suite console, nice little science console. And we've got running just the standard Iconian 4-piece space set. Very heavy tactical build. This is my tactical character. This is actually my temporal agent tune, which I created as tactical. I am also trying out, you can see what traits I'm using here. I am trying out the new Miracle Worker traits. I've been trying out Stay at Your Post for helping with the tactical cooldowns when activating your engineering abilities. And also been using Redirecting Arrays, which also comes off the tactical variant Miracle Worker ship, which is a nice thing where you decrease or it'll increase the fire at will duration up to 15 seconds as you're taking damage while it is running. So giving those a try. Haven't had too much experience with those yet. I just unlocked those traits as I was leveling up those ships on all my alts. Took quite a while. And here are the bridge officer. Here's the bridge officers I'm using. Pretty standard build. I'm actually using a Drake build, so I have a damage control engineers to keep my cooldowns going on my emergency powered shields and emergency powered weapons 3. I am running concentrate firepower here. I'm not sure if I really need it, but I had kind of extra engineering slots here because how the seating in this ship works out. It does have Commander Tactical, which is very nice. You can see what I'm using there, and then I do also have the Lieutenant Tactical as well, and then the Science and Science is just going to use Science Team. All right, so that is the ship, that is the build. Let's go ahead and check out the event, and I'll give you a little rundown for new players and some tips. I will go ahead and queue up here. But yeah, is that awesome or what? Now, I have really high hopes that this means that all of the future events coming up, like the next crystalline entity, we haven't had an Alachi event in a while. Would have been nice to have an Alachi event, but I'm hoping that all of those events, the next time they come out, are all going to be account-wide unlocks. That would be awesome. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. No more having to grind this on alts, and it'd be finally. I've been saying this almost every time an event comes out, that Cryptic really needs to standardize and make everything
Our forces
count.
a Terran scout force, but I believe a full-scale invasion from the Mirror Universe is imminent. We cannot allow them to take control of Bothell Station. The Mirror forces will open rifts from their universe. Close these rifts to keep their ships out. Science vessels can do this faster.
Indeed.
The station's power systems were damaged in the initial assault. If you divert power from the secondary relays, we can channel it into our systems and bring defenses back online. Cruisers will complete this task more quickly. The more power you divert, the more quickly we can make our repairs. We are preparing an anti-tachyon pulse to close the rifts and send the ships back to their own universe, but it will take time to bring it online. During the invasion, you will need to protect the station from attack.
So there we go. That pretty well explains the first phase of the event. Let's go ahead and launch some bug ships. That pretty well does explain it. You've got basically 3 goals. You've got to power up the station. So this is Bothell Station over here. You got to use these satellites. There's 4 of them around the 4 corners of the map, as you can see. You got to go up there and activate those to power up the station. Keep the station's health high, and also close these rifts. So that is all of the goals in part 1. Now, closing the rifts is kind of a DPS check, because you have to be able to take out the ships that come out of the rifts quickly, otherwise you start to get overwhelmed. And closing the rift is really annoying, because if anything touches you while you're closing the rift, you will be interrupted. I mean, if anything touches you, if any enemy just like breathes on you, you're going to get interrupted. So that's the trick. You need to use... I love these little bug ships. They're so awesome. So yeah, you need to be able to have some decent amount of DPS to be able to clear out the ships fast enough that come out of the rifts and close the rifts. So you're probably wondering, maybe if you're a new player and you don't have a really high DPS build, what should you be doing? What I would recommend if you're a new player is, and you want to be really helpful, I would say get into a science ship, because the science ships do close the rifts a lot faster. And what I would do is just follow someone else around and let them take the aggro from the ships, and then you just swoop in and close the rift. And just keep doing that. Follow someone else around, let them get the aggro, and you just close the rifts. If you start taking damage or whatever, just move on to a different one. If you don't think you can take out the ships fast enough, then yeah, I just say you just move on to another one and just try to follow other people around and close them close the rifts while the people are taking on the enemies. That works really well. It means that it makes you very helpful to get the rifts closed. Oh, there's another rift right over here. Go bug ships, go. Let's get these things closing. So that's what I recommend. You can also go around to the power stations, keep those active, because you do want to get your defense level of your station up as high as possible. I believe it's one of the optional objectives, so you can get a few extra tokens at the end if you do that objective. Now, the funny thing is, this first phase is time-gated at, it's like 12 minutes or something, I'm forgetting now. There's 8 minutes left right now. So you can actually see, they changed this a while back, where now it keeps track of how many rifts you have closed. And it used to be where once you got to about like 20 or so rifts, the rifts would stop opening, and you'd basically sit here waiting for the timer to run out. That's flew right by those guys. This ship does have a lot of inertia. I haven't gotten quite used to the handling on this thing yet. But yeah, so it used to be where you'd have to sit here and wait for the timer to go out, and there'd be no rifts or anything, which was, yeah, that wasn't exactly fun or engaging. And but now you just rifts will just keep spawning forever up until the timer is done, and you just keeps track of how many rifts you close, and then based on that you get, you know, additional rewards at the end as part of that bonus objective. All right, so there we go. Powered up one of the stations, keeping the station alive. Now there is another objective to keep the station's health maxed out, and as long as you're keeping the rifts decently closed and taking out the enemies, you don't have too much to worry about there. You can heal the station if you want, but that's not super effective just because it has so many hit points. Oh great, it knocked him out of my range. Yeah, we're getting a little bit overwhelmed on this side, aren't we? But yeah, the thing you got to watch out for is once the rifts open up to their full strength and you start getting the command cruisers that come out, those command cruisers are the ones you need to watch out for. Those can really hammer on the station's health and take it down. There we go. Let's get this thing closed. Yeah, a lot of rifts over here. Gotta get this under control. Yeah, so like I said, this is a DPS check. If you can't take out these waves fast enough, you can get very quickly overwhelmed. And then, you know, the station's health will start dropping, and that's not good. Now, I mean, if the station's health does drop, it's not the end of the world. You just... He's pushing me away. You just lose that optional objective. It's, you know, not a huge deal. Whoa! I was not even looking at my health. That was kind of foolish, and I had a heal available. So yeah, let's keep going here, see if we can get these under control. It's not bad. We've got 16 rifts closed so far. That's pretty good. And let's go over here and get this command cruiser taken care of. Alright, so then, you know, that's basically how Phase 1 proceeds. Once Phase 1 is done... What's hitting me? Yeah, it's even worse when you get, like, lots of rifts close together. They start ganging up on you. And then interrupting you while you're trying to close one. Now, like this one. Why is this not closing? Yeah, go get them, bug ships. There you go. Oh my gosh. Something interrupting me? I mean, like, if anything, like I said, if anything just breathes on you, it keeps interrupting you. Yeah, and there's another one coming out. It can be very frustrating to get these rifts close sometimes when there's always something coming out interrupting you. Come on, there's nothing here. What is hitting me? There we go. How are we going on? So we got 3 minutes left. It looks like it's already powering up to the last level. So it's a pretty good team. They've been keeping the power stations going. Let's go ahead and take care of this science vessel. And let's go ahead and take care of these. Got a Galaxy class over here, alright.
Firing station plasma lamps in 3, 2, 1.
And don't use your antimatter spread on me.
Congratulations, Admiralty.
Alright.
Firing station plasma lamps in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, command cruiser.
Right shields failing. 4 shields failing. Rear shields failing. Left shields failing.
Alright, let's get these closed. Of course, that one spawns right when I kill that one.
Firing station plasma lance in 3, 2, 1.
Yep, so this is basically how Phase 1 proceeds. Now, Phase 2 is basically you just have to close
Firing station plasma lance in 3.
a few rifts that
2,
spawn
1.
around the perimeter of the base. And while it's happening, there will be a Mirror Universe Dreadnought that comes out and attacks the station. Now, just one thing to keep in mind for the second phase is the first priority is to close those rifts. If any of the rifts are still left open before you take out the Dreadnought will teleport through one of those rifts, and it takes a little while. You can't close the rift if the Dreadnought is coming out of there, so it is a little bit annoying if the Dreadnought keeps teleporting around. So usually it's best to just focus on closing the rifts, but I'll show that once that we get to the second phase.
Firing station plasma lance in 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Firing station plasma lance
There
in
is
3,
quite a few enemies
2,
over here. Let's see if we
1.
can clean out this. Clean this out a little bit here. This is getting pretty full. Yeah, this area over here is getting a little bit out of control.
2, 1.
Come on, let's get this one closed. One more in 5, 3, 2, 1. Not gonna have enough time. Oh.
Firing anti-tachyon pulse. Defense relays are offline. It's working. The Terran ships are being forced back to their own universe.
Yep, so phase 2 comes around.
Massive energy spike detected. They're opening more rifts. Mirror Dreadnought coming through.
It's the Mirror Dreadnought. Oh, it's the Galaxy X. Okay.
The Dreadnought is emerging from a rift at 4 o'clock. Firing station plasma lance in 3, 2, 1.
So yeah, if one of the rifts, if you are near one of the rifts and you see the Dreadnought coming around out of it, just leave that one be and close some of the other rifts first. Because like I said, attacking the Dreadnought won't do you any good. If any of the rifts are open and the Dreadnought gets hurt, it will just teleport to one of those rifts. So no real need to do that. Oh, there it is. There's the Kirk. So that's the Dreadnought.
In 3, 2, 1.
So I'm going to get out of range of him. I'm not going to do that. And get out of range of him and see if I could take out these ships and then close the rift. As long as I stay 10k away from him, should not be a problem. Here we go. So I'm far enough away from him where he won't bother me, and I can close this rift. No one is attacking the Kirk, which is good. So I should be able to close all these rifts and be all set. Now there are no new rifts that will spawn during this time. You just have to close the ones that are there. I'm not sure the exact number of them. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe around there.
Firing station plasma lance in 3, 2, 1.
See any rifts? There's just this one over here.
The rifts are closed.
Oh, rifts are closed.
The Dreadnought trapped.
All right, here we go. Mirror Kirk.
Firing station plasma lance in 3, 2, 1.
Let's unload everything. There we go. You do get your choice of marks at the end, which is very
The Dreadnought
nice.
has been destroyed, and the area is free of transdimensional portals. Thank you. Without your help, Valvel Station would have been lost.
That was a lot of explosions. So yeah, it tells you how you did at the end. It gives you all the bonus marks you get for the optional objectives. Yeah, defeating the boss, starbase health, defense level, closing the rifts. There you go, 56 marks. So yeah, there you go, guys. You do actually get a decent amount of specialization XP because there are a lot of enemies that you are killing during the time. So it's good for mastering out a ship as well. So it's at least good for that point. If you are a new player, I do recommend running it because it is decent for specialization. But yeah, that covers pretty much the event, guys. It's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. Even if the station starts taking too much damage, it will just shut down. Did I see Acetana Simulator? Did someone use one? That's kind of funny. Yeah, even if the station takes too much damage, it's not a big deal because you'll just lose that optional objective. It'll shut down and it'll recharge and it'll come back up. It's almost technically impossible to fail phase 1 because the station will just keep repairing itself. You just won't get the bonus objectives is all. Which is of course why a lot of people used to AFK this event because you really can't fail. It's that sad. At least for the first phase you can AFK. At the second phase you do have to destroy the Dreadnought. So yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and head out. Yep, so you just run that once a day for 14 days. You get yourself, so now I've got 2 multi-dimensional transporter devices. You stack those up and then you complete your project and collect your reward. It's that simple. Once you unlock that reward, now that this is account-wide, you should be able to go into your dilithium store and go to the account reclaim, and it should show up here. At least that's how it has worked in the past for events. So yeah, this is great. I love it. Really looking forward to not having to grind this on alts. So yeah, that's the Mirror Universe event, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Just a few things. Just wanted to mention on some upcoming content. I was looking at the calendar for Stowe, and let's go ahead and pull it up here. Let's see. You can see it's pretty barren. It's a barren wasteland here. All we've got going on for almost the whole month of November is just the Mirror Universe event. Not even any weekends or anything. So not a whole lot coming up. I don't even know if there's going to be like a featured episode anytime soon. I'm pretty worried that I'm thinking that it's going to be content drought from now until the winter event starts, which I think is usually should be right around this time when the Mirror Universe event is ending, maybe the following week, first week in December. I'm trying to recall when it usually starts. Yeah, we should be finding out soon what the ship is going to be. That shouldn't be too far out, but the event itself will usually be in early December when it'll start, and that'll run through the whole month, all the way through New Year's. So that is one thing to be looking forward to, is that event and seeing what the ship is going to be. If Cryptic sticks with their pattern of always having a Breen ship, and the fact that we've been getting upgrades of the previous Tier 5 Breen ships, in all likelihood, it's going to be the Tier 6 version of the Pleshbrek Raider this year. At least that's my guess. You never know. Cryptic might surprise us with a whole new ship. That'd be awesome, but probably not. I mean, it's a safe bet they'll complete the Breen collection before moving on to something else. At least that's what I'm thinking here. But the fact that there's not any major content coming up, there's not going to be a whole lot of topics to make videos on. So I've been kind of thinking of what to do here for the next couple months. I will of course cover the winter event when that comes out, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could do some build videos. I was tempted to do a build video here on the Jem'Hadar Dreadnought carrier, but in all honesty, since season 13, I've been kind of getting away from going for hardcore high DPS runs in ISA. So yeah, I mean, it's not been very motivating to go for that kind of stuff since season 13 and all of the nerfs and everything to all of the builds. I mean, I've adapted to what I can to Season 13. I'm just not as big on chasing those high numbers anymore because I feel like I'm not even back to where I used to be, even after trying to optimize as much as I can. I mean, even up, getting back up to like 80, 90K DPS. And I used to be way better than that. So just kind of destroyed my motivation for going for those high DPS builds. But I can still do build videos if people are interested. I might not go for like an ISA run and do a parse and all that kind of stuff, but I could certainly show builds and how the ship performs. Sometimes it's nice to just get like an overview of the ship. Maybe if you're considering buying it and you don't have a Jem'Hadar Dreadnought carrier, it might be worth just seeing the ship in action, seeing how it performs and all that stuff, even if it's not in the highest end of DPS. But yeah, I mean, most of the builds that I've been working on will get in that range. About 80K DPS is what I can pretty comfortably get. Yeah, it gets harder beyond that, honestly, now since Season 13. I have not gotten it back up to like 100K DPS. I mean, to get to that high level, I'd really have to spend a lot on, those like crit doffs and some of the other super expensive traits and consoles. And I really, again, like I said, I just don't have the motivation anymore since Season 13 to go for those super high numbers. So I'm pretty happy where I'm at, just sitting around like an 80K DPS, which is pretty effective for all the content. So yeah, so maybe some build videos, the Christmas event, holiday event when that comes out, be checking that out. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss of what to do as far as videos. I'll try to come up with something, but I'm just trying to put this out there in case anyone is wondering what to look forward to, or if there's any like weeks where I don't have a video. In all honesty, I was actually hoping to do some Destiny 2 content. I was actually getting into Destiny 2 on the PC because it just released in October, and been playing it ever since. I wanted to really do a co-op run with my daughter. If anyone's curious, I know I used to run co-op Warframe missions with my daughter, and that was a lot of fun. I was actually planning to do some content on that, but if anyone out there has heard, I'm sure you've probably heard by now, it was all over the news, that Bungie has been banning PC players for running any kind of an overlay. So I run DxTory and OBS for doing my recording, and I don't want to risk getting banned, so I haven't been making any videos on Destiny 2, and I probably won't, honestly. Bungie was saying, no, we don't do that, and then everyone on Reddit saying, yes, I was banned just for using this, so I'm not going to risk getting banned just to do a video, which is very unfortunate. I think Bungie's kind of shooting themselves in the foot here. I don't know why they're so strict about having any kind of an overlay on top of... I mean, I know they don't want hacking and all that stuff, but come on. I'm just running, DxTory and OBS. I mean, other people are running like Shadowplay and those kind of things are getting banned. That's pretty ridiculous for banning for that. So yeah. So anyway, I'm just wanted to point out, there might be a little bit of gaps here in upcoming content. I'll try to fill it as much as I can with Star Trek Online material, and maybe if any other cool games come out. I did recently check out the new class that came out in Critica, but that's more of a secondary MMO. Star Trek is still pretty much my primary game. So anyway, guys, I mean, if there's any suggestions, I'm certainly open to them as far as content goes. I was thinking about maybe doing some more guides. I think the one guide I really haven't done, and I talked about this before, is maybe doing like an Admiralty guide. There's not a whole lot to talk about there, but I could give a few tips about the Admiralty system, maybe more focused towards newer players who want to find, want tips on how to acquire new ships for your Admiralty, and how to run missions, how to best optimize your crit rate on, what rewards you want to go for, if you're farming for dilithium or if you're going for credits, or how you want to do that. Could do a video about that as well. But so yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. That's just a little bit of note about some of the upcoming content here. And yep, I do appreciate any feedback or anything as far as comments. Sorry I haven't been replying too much to the comments lately. I've been extremely busy at work and everything, so I haven't had a lot of extra time to do that, which is, I used to reply to comments while I was at work, but haven't had time to do that. But I do appreciate them. I do read them, so any feedback is welcome as far as, if there's any requests for upcoming videos, I will be very receptive to that. But there it is, everyone. So thank you very much, and enjoy the Mirror Universe event, and enjoy your account-wide reward. All right, that's all. Bye for now.